So I finally did it. I got a suppressor. I am not claiming to be an expert in suppressors by no means whatsoever, because I am not. I'm a beginner, just like anyone else watching this video that's a beginner. So I can only give you some information that might be helpful to you. As of now, the way things are, you don't have to wait like 8 months anymore, or 9 months, 6 months. Sorry, this is my everything table. This place is so small, there's no room in here to do anything. So I don't have the room like I used to have. So this is a 9mm suppressor from a Silencer Co. Silencer Co. has a very good reputation of quality. I have one of their threaded barrels on my Glock 45 9mm. And yes, this will fit on that too. There's a couple different things here. This is the Zenith MP5 clone, which is a very high quality MP5 clone. And it has the 3-lug quick disconnect, and it also has a threaded barrel. So if I wanted to use this on my Beretta or my Glock 45, because the Beretta has a threaded barrel, I'm pretty sure the threads are the right threads. I can, but to use it on this, I had to order this adapter. And this little adapter screws into the suppressor. And this little adapter is a lot of money. Yeah, it's about this big. It looks like a plumbing nipple. You know what I mean? Obviously, it's very fined and machined and more carefully made. It has to be, so you don't lose your accuracy when you put it on your gun. But it's a very expensive part. You're talking like between $110 and $130 to get this adapter if you want the 3-lug quick disconnect. To me, the 3-lug quick disconnect these days is the best way to go, because it's easy on, easy off, and there's no wiggle because it has a really heavy duty spring inside there. The spring is what keeps the tension on it. So you pull it down, twist it, let it go, and then the spring keeps a ton of tension on it, and it keeps it very solid. There's no wiggle whatsoever, so it won't affect your accuracy and all that stuff. As far as what I absorbed the past few months in learning about suppressors. So you gotta go to the ATF website. You gotta fill out a special form, and then you gotta tell your Class C gun dealer or your gun store that deals with suppressors. Okay, you have to tell them what you're going to do. Tell them which one you want. They'll order the suppressor for you. They will hold the suppressor there until you're done all your background check and your fingerprints, and then once all that's done, you go pick your suppressor up. But the good news is, chances are you're going to get this after your fingerprints are done. Chances are, and you send everything out after that, you're going to get this in about 2 weeks, which is nothing compared to what it used to be. So this is Silencer Co.'s packaging. Okay, there's the label, and when you get it, you do not get the 3-lug quick disconnect adapter. You do not get that. So you have to go on, where the hell did I get it? I got it from Silencer Co., I think. And you just buy it as a separate part. So what you do is you gotta, there'll be like a plug in here, you unscrew it, you gotta take the spring out, because this has a spring, the adapter that you put into the suppressor has an encased spring in itself. So you're going to take the spring out of the suppressor and just slide the adapter in, and then screw it all the way in tight. And now it's ready. So what you do with that is you get the spring that you took out. You want to keep your box because you're going to need all these parts for you never know. There's the spring that comes out. For one, if you have to put it back in again, if you want to switch it back. Now, if you want to, they give you these tools with it. Just 3-peg torque tools, and they're really heavy steel. And you get one with the suppressor, and then when you buy the adapter, they'll give one with you, so you end up with two of them. You get one with the adapter, you get one with the suppressor. When you get the suppressor, this little nipple thingy will be in there. So you take this out, and then you screw the adapter in. Now, if you want it to be just a regular thread silencer, you take this out, and then there's your thread-on adapter. If I want to put it on my Glock or my Beretta, I would need this, because they don't have a 3-lug fitting on the handguns. And there's other thing with handguns, so you got to remember, if you have the kind of typical semi-automatic handgun, when the slide goes back and forth and the barrel tips up and down like this, which is normal, and then you have barrels that are fixed, like the Beretta, it doesn't flex up and down. You might have to get some kind of piston insert for it. That's all I know. I'm not going to get too into that because I might tell you something wrong. But I know there's a difference for those two types of barrels, how they operate, on what you have to do with the suppressor. I'm really impressed how tight my problem was. I said, okay, well, to thread it on, you can make it nice and tight. The lock on, how tight can it get? It can only get so tight. So when you get a high quality part and it's machined right, once it's locked on there, it feels great. I mean, there ain't even a 1/16 of movement until you pull it down, turn it, and want to take it off. Okay. So this is what you get when you get a suppressor. So this is the Omega 9K, and this is about between $500 and $600. So it's good quality. I didn't want nothing too big because I want to keep this small. This is ideal for home defense, and so is this. Okay. It keeps you from blowing your ears out and getting disoriented and all that stuff. It helps, and it's great. You go outdoor shooting. You really don't need earplugs, depending on what kind of ammo you use. If you want it really quiet, you got to buy Subsonic ammunition. If you want to just shoot regular ammo through it, I'm really not experienced enough to tell you how loud that is. But all I know is I see people on YouTube shooting regular ammo without ear protection outside, of course. So I'm pretty sure you'll be okay with it. But if you want it real quiet, you buy Subsonic ammunition. And I found a place where it has like, I forget the name of it. I think it's called Freedom. A friend of mine sent me a link. $15 for 50 rounds a box. That's pretty good. So I just got, like 8 boxes for now, just to have some, just to see what they sound like. So this is going to be done right. I still have the brace on there. I'm going to make it an SBR because the guy that handled this told me how to do the SBR. It's really not, it's pretty much the same thing. You just got to buy the brace, buy the stock, and then you got to measure and see how long it is and all that stuff. And then he puts the paperwork in for the SBR, and then I can take the brace off and actually put a regular stock on it, so it looks like a real firearm. But this ain't that bad. This base ain't that bad. The PDW, to me, is like the best brace that comes closest to a stock, but I can't find one for the K Series MP5. The K Series MP5, you need a pin here, and you need a pin there. So if you have a K Series, you're going to have a hard time finding a PDW style brace to put on here. I couldn't find one, and they're expensive. So I'm just going to go with a folding stock like this, but it ain't going to be rubber. It's going to be real tough, hard, plastic, like a real stock. So it has the 2 pinholes. That's because this is the K Series. So remember that, because you don't want to order a stock or a brace or something, and you're like, well, I ordered it, it said MP5. No, it's got to say MP5, exactly what you got. make sure it fits. So don't think any MP5 goes on any MP5 clone. It does not. You got to know what model you have exactly, and then you have to match up to what you're buying exactly to that model, or it will not fit. So remember that. So eventually this will be a really nice firearm, and hopefully I'll never ever have to use it for home defense, because it's really expensive and I don't want anyone taking it off me for God knows how long they keep it for, if that happens. But Silencer Co., as far as the research I did, they seem like a very high quality suppressor company, so I would go with them. And of course this gun is safe. I keep the mag in there to give you guys the full effect of the look, because it looks, these mags lock in so tight with these Zeniths, man. I mean, there's like no wiggle whatsoever. Crazy. I got the Trichicon MRO, which the battery died on me pretty quick, but I'm going to say it's because I put a cheap battery in there. I put one of those, Chinese batteries in there. But I think it really does make a difference. I think you have to put, as far as your optics go, you got to go with Energizers or higher. You got to put good quality batteries in there to get those 50,000 hours it promises. You know, when you put them cheap Chinese batteries in there, you get a whole pack for $5. They work, but they're not good for firearms. They're good for calibers, dumb shit. But your firearms, just put the money out and get high quality batteries. So this is a great optic. I'm really glad I got it. So I'm going to put on the suppressor and show you how it goes on. And another thing, when you put this in your suppressor, make sure you use the wrench and make it really tight, because if you don't, when you go to take this off, it's going to start unthreading on you. It's not a big deal, just make sure it's real tight. So it goes over, down, turn it, and that noise you're hearing is down here. That's something down here. That is not, I mean, that sucker ain't friggin' going anywhere. And I like the quick disconnect, because there's no gap here. When you use the threaded barrel, it's going to be like that, and you're going to make the barrel longer. You're going to have this big gap in here. This is just so much more compact, tight, keeps the barrel shorter. This is only 4.5 inches long, so it's not extremely long. That's the one I picked. I thought made the most sense, and now I got to shoot it to see if I like it. So other things to think about is once you zero in your red dot and then you put a suppressor on there, it may be a little off, because it's called shift of impact, which means you're adding barrel to your barrel. So when the bullet passes your barrel and goes into this barrel, things may change a little. Not a lot, but it might. Some people think it works out for people in different ways. Some people it works out, it's even more accurate, and you're getting more velocity because you're extending your barrel. The gas behind the bullet is behind the bullet for a little bit longer of a time, so that increases the velocity a little bit and even helps you with accuracy. But it also could go the other way. You might have it all zeroed in, then you put your suppressor on, and then you shoot again, and you see once you put your suppressor on, now it's a 1/4 inch off in whatever direction. So a lot of guys I heard will take this off, well, mark it first with chalk, take it off, rotate it a little bit, and then try it in another position, like not see how the writing's here. So say it's off, now I'm going to put it in a position to where now the writing's over here. Maybe it'll shoot more accurate that way. So get it as close as you can that way, if you even have to do it. Then recalibrate your red dot, okay? So I don't know if that information's good that I just gave you, but this is something I've been wanting for a long time, wanting to do for a long time. I just didn't have the funds to do it, and it is very expensive to get a suppressor. but you buy once, cry once. It sucks. It's a lot of money, man. Yeah, between the tax stamp, which might go away later, but you know me, I can't wait. The tax stamp is $200, and you get your fingerprints done. Go to your local police station, or if you know a cop. Some cops have the machine, some don't. You know, you'll be able to get your fingerprints done somewhere. You got to get 2 sets of cards. The ATF wants 2, okay? And then you just go through the process. But the thing is, even though it is expensive, you got 600 plus 200. Now you're up to, it adds up to like 840. So, but once you're done, here's the good part is, you don't have to wait 8 months for it and hope they don't forget about you. You know, you're getting it in a week. Some people I hear getting them in like 4 or 5 days. Some people I even heard get them in 2 days. So it's, you know, that should motivate you more now to get one. And the way gun laws are right now, how they're kind of like loosening up a little bit because of, you know, the political situation we're in, I would take advantage of it now while you can, because if assholes get back in there again, they're going to make an excuse why you can't have that, because they think it's a silencer. They think it's quiet, and it's not. It's not quiet at all. It only has to be so many decimals quiet to qualify as a silencer. Doesn't mean it's quiet. So, but it's quiet enough to where you don't need ear pro, and so that's kind of cool, you know. All right, guys, I hope you liked the video, and don't forget the holster link is under the video. A little slow right now, so if you order a holster, you get it really quick. I think it's because everyone's down the shore. I don't know. I think that's what it is. It's just kind of really slow right now. So it's a good time to order a custom holster. And if you need anything unusual that's not on the website, just email me. At the bottom of the website, you'll see a message, info@armorguardholsters.com. And whatever you got it going, we'll get it going. You know, we'll 99% of the time I can get it done for you. Even if you have to send me something, like if you have a weird light or a weird laser or a knife, you know, you can't find a sheath for, or something like that. All right, guys, hope you liked the video. I'll give you some updates on this, and we'll see how it runs.